All right, my friend, welcome back. Day 9. We're looking for a few little extra insights into our excursion today, where we have taken a side tour, getting into selections from Hebrews 7 that connect to Abraham's story, and especially with that episode we had yesterday with Melchizedek. It's great to have you along. Now today's a little different. There's tons of detail. There's tons of way this could go. So I'm, in my quest to be your tour guide on this little adventure, today is more of a day where the bus parks at a beautiful overlook. You hop out and you take your pictures. All right. So I'm not going to really try to break this down. If you want more conversation, I'll be standing there like your tour guide at our next live meetup and in the Facebook group. So that's going to be a place, because this conversation could go a million different ways. I'm just here to show you a couple of just the big ideas, and then maybe how it connects back to Abraham as we hop back on the bus and get back into his story tomorrow. Okay? So again, Hebrews chapter 7. These are selections from the chapter. There's more to this chapter, but I thought, wow, we're getting plenty right there. I showed you my greens, my yellows, my red. Jesus lives forever. His high priesthood lasts forever. That's the TLDR. This is David, who says, "You're a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek." That's a quote from Psalm 110, and so that's worth a read. All right, you go in there. You want to get even just more. That's Psalm 110. I think this is actually verse 4, but you're going to want a little context. So, that's a place you could dive in and look. But how is Jesus like Melchizedek? This has gotten into all kinds of crazy, Melchizedek, it's like Knights Templar type, conspiracy theories and all that. And I get it, because it's fascinating and mysterious, right? But the mystery here is actually meant to kind of just wow us and go, huh, God has plans that have been locked in and in sync for centuries. And so the Jewish people, they really have elevated Moses and the law, and they should. It's incredible. It was something God gave them, but it wasn't meant to last forever. It was temporary, because Abraham is showing us right now in Abraham's story, right, that God has had relationships and even friendships with people before Moses and the law ever came along, right? And so that leaves room for the fact that the law is not the be all end all. It's just a stage in the story. So when Jesus comes along and starts the final stage of the story, there's precedent for that. And so that's what it means here. When Jesus is a priest forever like Melchizedek, it's talking about the fact that in the Bible story, Melchizedek never dies. He just kind of goes away. And he's a person that worships God Most High, is venerated by Abraham as an official representative of that priestly role. And Abraham is, the Jews, top most revered individual, right? For good reason. He starts their whole family, right? And God says he will. So that he's venerated. But then when Abraham in turn honors Melchizedek and treats Melchizedek like his priest, that's giving precedent to the fact that if Abraham venerated a priest who was outside of Aaron's priesthood, Abraham's descendants can do the same. They can venerate a priest outside Aaron's priesthood, namely Jesus. And so that's why Jesus, being from the tribe of Judah, as Hebrews 7 pointed out here, and not from the tribe of Levi, where priests are supposed to come from, right? This right here, that's not a problem, because there's precedent, and Melchizedek sets the precedent, right? Okay, so that's the big idea. I gave you a little chart here in today's reading. I tried to visualize it. The priesthood eras. It's just what I just stated here a minute ago. You got 3 eras. Melchizedek came before, Jesus came after. Jesus being not from the tribe of Levi is not a problem, okay? So what's here for you is to work through, if you want to, if this is interesting to you and it's helpful for you, explore. Read the chapter in Hebrews, look around and respond to the reflection questions today. I want to connect this back really quick as we wrap up today to the big idea. How does this fit back to Abraham? All right, after you're done reading, thinking about it, let's load ourselves back up on the bus, the tour bus, and get back to Abraham's story. And I actually, to me, this is really encouraging. So I hope it's encouraging for you too. This in Abraham's story, this whole episode with Melchizedek seems just like a curious footnote, doesn't it? Why is it there? It's kind of random, but it turns out Abraham's random stop there turns out to be this essential piece of the story. Melchizedek's in there for a reason. Abraham swings by Salem for a reason, right? And that's for me. That's my big takeaway for Abraham and for us. Look, hey, God's path for us, like Abraham at times, right? It may seem just random and or insignificant. But like Abraham, that's only because we don't see the whole story. God's doing amazing things around us, in the people around us, with the people around us. And so, hey, let's not give up. Let's not get discouraged. And let's not feel like God's wasting our time, even when we're in a season where we're waiting. And as we're going to see this week, that lesson would have done Abraham a lot of good. It could have saved him and his family from a lot of grief. But for now, just soak it in. Soak in the work of Jesus, soak in the beauty of God's story fitting together so perfectly, and soak in the truth that God's path for us is not random. It's not insignificant. As far as he's concerned, even the details matter.